week. Alright, moving into our tickers, starting out with the short names. We have PayPal. PayPal has had a bit of chop here in the last few days, this tightening range, and then we closed below the 150 and 20-day moving average yesterday, which is a bearish indicator for me. See, pre-market we're hovering around the lows of yesterday, and I'm going to be looking for a break of 189.50 for a move into this pocket between pivot support, about 3% or so. So look for a possible short entry there. Next up we have TWLO. This is one we actually had on our bull list the other day, with hoping for a break over 291. I actually traded the short side when we rejected and broke below the 20-day moving average. And today we are pre-market hovering around the lows of Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll be looking for a break below 278, and then from there I want to see us break cleanly below this 50-day moving average, so that could be a potential bounce spot. So I would only take a small starter, the break of these daily lows, and then I'll look for an add spot if we break the 50-day moving average for follow through. And then we see below that the 100-day moving average, which has been respecting support up until now. Next up we have Netflix. This is one we've been watching all week. Haven't gotten the bearish follow through we've wanted. We're looking at a double top here at 575, and we're looking for it to confirm below 458 ultimately. But for now I want to see a break of 477.30, which is Monday's low. And we've really just kind of been hovering around this high 470s, 480s level. Today, pre-market, we're opening in the middle of this range, so I won't be looking to trade this out of the open. I want to see a dump, maybe a bounce and rejection off VWAP, and then see if we can break below those levels if we do get there. But we did reject off the 20-day almost to the penny yesterday, 20-day moving average, so we'll see what happens today with Netflix. Next up we have CVNA. This has been in a multi-day uptrend, but we put in a topping tail candle yesterday, which was just a higher low relative to all-time highs up at 241. And today we're hovering in the kind of lower middle part of the range yesterday's trading day. And what I'm looking at more specifically with this name is a rising wedge, potential bearish pattern on this name. So we have a few bounces within this potential rising wedge. We may even see another bounce down and bounce up before we, if and when we roll over. We could also see it just roll over right here. And I would look for a break of yesterday's low, 220, to confirm that. But if it doesn't confirm right away, I'm still going to be scouting it for a bear entry as long as we're kind of forming this rising wedge pattern. And then if we do get a break below 220 today, we have a decent pocket of like 6.5% to run until this pivot support right here at 205. Next up we have PTON, and this is our long or short list. And PTON, bears have not been able to get follow through to confirm a daily bear flag below 92. So we're getting a little mini bounce right here, and above yesterday's high of day of 105.56. Don't have much support until the 50-day moving average. So we have a nice 3.5% gap to run to the bull side if we do break over that high of day. And if we break over the low of day, if we fail here and we show weakness, we have 4.5% pocket to move until this pivot support. So and I see pre-market, we're in the middle of this range, so this is not one I'll trade out of the open. I'll look to see which direction we go, and then look for a intraday setup if I do take a trade on this one. Next up we have Tesla, and this is a name pretty much everyone's been watching the last couple days with the announcement that it'll be added to the S&P 500. So we had a big green candle yesterday on increasing volume, and now we're flirting with all-time highs at 502.49. So today pre-market we're flirting with yesterday's high of 496. I'll be looking for a break of 496 in regular trading hours, and then we really only have a 1.5% pocket until all-time highs. So what I was hoping for was a gap up over or close to this all-time high and then a break through it into blue sky breakout territory. I wouldn't take this trade out of the open because we could see a run up to 502 and a rejection. I don't think that's likely given the momentum, but you never know. So, and trading is a game of stacking probabilities in your favor. So, yeah, the other thing too with this is we've seen, when we see increasing volume like this, the last time we kind of seen this level has been kind of this run up into this big move from 275 all the way up to all-time highs. So we'll see if this move gets momentum or if it just rejects and gives us a double top. But I would look for a break of 502.49 as opposed to the high of day. You could do a quick scalp, the break of high of day, but if you want that big move, I would look for a break of all-time highs. Next up we have snow for a long list. This one has had 3 green days in a row. You could say 3 white soldiers on this, indicating a trend reversal from this little downtrend going back to October. And you could also call it a descending wedge on the daily chart. Draw it in here really quick. So we have, bouncing around this channel. You can play with this. It looks a little cleaner. Potential descending wedge, and yesterday was the first day to break out of that, so we look for more follow through with the break above 262.27. And then from there we have a nice pocket of 5% or so before we hit our pivot resistance. And like Tesla, we're seeing kind of this volume slowly tick up. And last time we saw that here on snow, we got a nice big move to the upside. So we'll see what happens on the open with this. Next up we have pins and PINS. We're looking for a break of 65.47. We've been curling up since this gap up. We put in a higher low here at 52. Now we're looking to break through 65.47 with a move towards all-time highs. And that gives us a nice 5% pocket to work with even before all-time highs. So I see we're hovering around yesterday's high pre-market. I'll look for this break and then hopefully get a quick squeeze to the upside. And we have a slightly increasing volume here as well, so this could be shaping up to be one of these big green days where we even break through all-time highs. We will see. Next up we have DKNG. DKNG, we broke above the 50-day moving average yesterday, and that has been, which we've been trading under since mid-October, and we're hovering around the high of yesterday here at pre-market around $49. So I'll be looking for probably a break of pre-market highs, because we did get more, here at 49.71. That would be my most likely entry spot if I'm going to trade this name. And from there we have about 5% until this area of possible resistance. Alright, that's all I got for today, guys. If you have questions, post them below or get at me on Reddit or Twitter. Have a great Thursday. Trade by your rules. Get out there and crush it.